The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
In the world, there are many worlds. We all have our own wishing penny worlds. We dream. We all have our secret worlds. We share with very few. A world that's deep inside. A world we mostly hide from view.
Hey, now. Easy does it, boy. Not gonna hurt you a bit, but we got to mark you or lose you.
What's he down for the second fall, Jim?
Hey, look here. Come on, baby. There we go. Well, glad to see you don't ride that desk all the time. Looks like I could still get a decent day's work out of you.
You learn right, you don't forget easy, Jim.
How are you, John?
Well, I thought I was in pretty good shape till I took a look at you. You look exactly the same as you did in the long drive.
Nothing's the same as it was then.
Want to see you back, Jim?
Oh, no. I'm the last of the dinosaurs. Good of you to come out and see the old bones, though, but that's about all there is.
Got a picture for you, Jim.
Yeah, I suspected that when you called.
We have a shooting script of The Proud Land.
Proud lad.
Only one actor in the world who can play the part of Wade Donner.
No.
Why, Wade Donner's you, Jim. He stands for what you love, what you believe in. You read the novel.
I read it.
Well, that story may be set in the Old West, but it reflects America today. It's a positive statement for the country. And it's an honest analysis of certain national characteristics.
Honest analysis? Why, they're trying to tear this country apart. That character, that young Eastern lawyer. Why, you don't believe in that drivel, John. I know you.
Now, that lawyer represents youth. He represents desire for change.
But they can't tear down everything Wade Donner built and not leave something. We had something in 1776. It was new and clean and constructive. You know, I know we're not perfect, but this is still the best country on this earth, and I'd die for it.
You just did my job for me. Much better than I could have. In Proud Land, Jim, that's exactly what you'd be saying. In deed and in word.
No, listen, I've got my family, my grandchildren here. I've fought my battles.
That's a shame. Especially since you'd be playing opposite the one actor who represents completely the other end of the scale. Justin Williman.
Justin Williman?
Yeah. He's one of the hottest young stars in the business today. We're negotiating with him right now.
He's practically a commie, John. He spends more time on the picket line than he does in front of a camera.
Jimmy's just a concerned young man, as most young Americans are today.
Look, you're my friend. So we'll go up to the house and have some good whiskey and talk over old times and forget this whole thing. The answer is no. Thank God, Justin Williman. Yeah, come on.
Take it out. Get out for me. I just put the ball in the hoop. We was just imitating you, man. Hey, look, Kevin. Forget it, man. Huh? It's no chance. I know it's a long drive to Watts. I'm sorry you took the trip.
You'll never be offered a better script, Justin.
Yeah.
Or a better part.
Yeah, it's a good script. It's a good part. It's just not relevant, man. It's got no meaning.
You're wrong, man. Othello has relevance. It doesn't take place in a Watts Community Center.
Script doesn't have to deal with Vietnam to make a statement about war.
Well, look, Jim Grange is Captain America waving a flag. He's #1 fascist. Protect the home, huh? Against all the wrong buyers. Just like against the bad guys.
That's pretty heavy, isn't it?
Go back in, Justin. What are you afraid of?
I'm afraid you pro's gonna show me up.
Look, Jim Grange is a man who loves his country. A little chauvinistic, maybe, but a lot of other people have felt the same way for a long time.
Well, it's not the country, man. It's the people.
In a democracy, that's supposed to mean the same thing.
That's the point, Kevin. It's supposed to be.
This is your chance to find out. You and Jim Grange, opposite ends of the stick, laying it out on the biggest canvas of all, the motion picture screen.
Not in this picture. Not with Jim Grange and Justin Willard.
Of course, there's another element, Jim. This part could do for you what True Grit did for Duke Wayne. It's got all the ingredients of an Oscar in it.
Hey, now, don't you try to curry an old plow horse like me, John.
No, I mean it. You sold millions of tickets. Hollywood owes you a lot. I don't think there's a picture you've done that hasn't made money. You're an institution, Jim. You're like Bogey or Cooper or Spence or... Now, they all had their shot at the prize. They took it home.
Yeah, well, I'm not that kind of an actor.
Oh, I know. You're just a kind of an actor. Comes to work, says the words, and picks up the money. No sale. You're one fine actor. We both know that. Why don't you go for it? Long overdue. Give the Academy a chance.
I don't have to compete anymore.
But you've got something to say that you believe in. In proud land, you can say it. And I think that's important today. It's relevant.
Justin Willard.
What I don't understand is how you can do a scene like this from a famous black play by a famous black author and still be, phony. Right? This stuff has to come from the inside or it just doesn't come off.
How do you know it's phony, Justin? You ain't black.
True, but I do know what looks real and what sounds real. And what you were doing is what we would call indicating. It's faking it, huh?
But none of us here went to any of your fancy acting schools.
Well, that's a cop-out, though, huh? Because, look, you've really lived the life that you're trying to recreate here. You see, the scene that you're doing is a scene of conflict. It's a conflict of approaches. He wants to burn, you want to march. Now, he eventually wins you over, but you give in much too easily. It's as if you didn't really believe in your own point of view. But you really do believe in it, don't you? So, if you have a point of view, fight for it. I'm not trying to make a joke about this, but nothing's black and white.
I agree. Nothing is black and white. That's what our picture is all about.
Everybody, this is Kevin Grant. He's from Century Studios. He's a director, one of the best. And this is my study group. Actors and writers, some of the very best.
Good, I hope so. I also hope they're more honest than their teacher. I've seen things one-sided just doesn't cut it, Justin. How about that? I mean, you have a chance, man, to go up against it straight on, and doing it any other way just doesn't take any courage. And just like the scene you were talking about. You have a point of view, you believe in it, you have to fight for it. How about it, Justin?
Come on. What's this all about?
Why don't you explain it to them, man?
I'll tell you what. We'll let them come see for themselves at the premiere of Proudland. How about that?
Jim, I want this picture made. And I want it made with you. There are millions of Jim Grange fans out there who have no voice, and they need somebody like you to speak for them. And they want it made, too.
Yeah. A noisy wheel always gets the oil. TV, press.
Exactly. And the other three just keep on rolling. Well, you never were one to back away from a fight, Jim. What do I tell my board of directors?
Looks great, Jim. Bet we lived in.
Well, it ought to. worn most of this stuff in about 100 pictures, I guess.
Justin, you're early. Your call wasn't until 9 o'clock.
Oh, I've never done one of these costume pictures before. I thought I'd come and check out the wardrobe.
Well, you might as well meet Jim Grange. Jim, Justin Williman.
Mr. Grange, I grew up on your pictures. Yeah, you were always my hero. You and Flash Gordon.
Well, Flash Gordon wasn't real. I am.
Well, you might as well get started. Bennett, do you want to help Mr. Williman?
All I meant, sir, was that I've always admired your acting, and I still do.
Well, I've seen most of your pictures. I tell you, you're one hell of an actor. But let's get one thing straight right from the top. I hate everything you stand for.
Likewise, Mr. Grange.
You're not as runty as I thought you were.
And you're not as big, Mr. Grange.
Hey, Lenny, I saw your last picture. I hope you've checked this equipment out, or we're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, that's the way they talk nowadays, Jim. Mumble, mumble.
Yeah, I know. Hey, honey, isn't this picture set in 1875?
Yes, Mr. Grange.
Herbie? Yeah. He just lost a steak dinner.
Huh?
Well, isn't that what Mr. DeVille used to fine a prop man for an anachronism?
Well, that's a Remington, Jim. In my book, it says that you...
Remington came out with these typewriters and guns in '73, but not with this model until sometime in the '80s. Out. And I like my steak rare.
Okay. Take it out.
Justin, we've been over and over your adjustment to Wade in the next scene, and it's coming across fine.
Look, I am not a corporation lawyer here. I'm a guy who's come to the West to offer his legal skills to people who really need them. People like the squatters on Wade Donner's property. Now, I wouldn't just join up with Wade Donner at this point without a lot of internal struggle.
Well, all I can say is that it works for me.
Well, I need a few more moments to make the transition. Now, give me a line to cover it. That's all. I can act the interchange, but not at the pace you want.
Well, let's see.
Mr. Grant, I'm sorry.
Couldn't have waited, Herbie?
It's that typewriter. I'm afraid we blew it. Mr. Grange noticed it was the wrong period. Now, I can have the right one over here in just a few minutes.
Okay, but could you be quick? We're about ready to shoot.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Look, we don't have to worry about a prop right now. I'm talking about the whole thrust of a main character. Now, if you want to, give Jim Grange a few more lines. That's all right. I just need a few more moments to make up my mind.
Something about the scene that's bothering you, Mr. Williman?
Oh, sir, nothing that you're doing at all. As a matter of fact, I wish I could just step into a character the way you seem to just fit you like a... Well, it's the character of Wade Donner and the way you just smash right into it. Jim Grange and Wade Donner. Man, it's just like putting on a glove.
Tell me something, Kevin. Have I just been insulted? I mean, you speak his language.
I'd say that he's just paid you the highest compliment.
Well, thank you, Mr. Williman. Now, shall we go powder our noses until the director is ready for our valuable services?
Powder our noses?
Well, it's very special powder. It's 12 years old.
Right. Well, thank you, but I really have to stay here and prepare this scene. Thank you, though.
Not you. You're too young and your nose is too cute. But you two rascals come with me.
Now, let's see what we can do for you.
Must have been wild in the old days. Those stories must all be true.
Yeah. Isn't it great that we grew up?
You got a choice to make, Rain. Here, now. I don't much care either way.
Well, I don't wear a gun, Mr. Donner. Although I don't suppose that makes much difference to you.
Oh, so you can kill me? And my land? You with your books and your laws. Laws you bring out here from other men who don't know this land, don't know these people.
The law was made for everyone the same.
And Wade Donner cannot bend it to suit his own purpose.
Listen, when it's my land...
These papers say it is not your
Cut it.
land.
Well, why the move?
What the devil are you doing?
What? I didn't block a move in that part of the scene, Justin.
Well, I felt like picking up the papers. An actor's not a robot, you know. My impulse was to pick up the papers.
Look, if you want to play these scenes without rehearsing, it's all right with me, but you got to let me in on it.
Besides, my camera is not even set up to carry that move.
Then change your camera angle, Kevin. You know I act instinctively. What I did was real.
Listen, if you'd really gone for those papers, I would have stopped you. Now that would have been for real.
He's right, Justin.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. My instincts weren't wrong, but it was wrong to give in to them. I'll try to work it into the scene.
Yeah, you just did it. That's it. The transition that you've been having such a problem with in the scene, you just made it. Immediate, and it worked.
All right. Let's do it.
Okay, Jim?
You want it from the top?
No, the first part was terrific. Let's take it back a couple of lines before he made the cross. Justin, your line, the laws are made for all people. Okay? Let's go, Ray.
A bell, please. Nice and quiet. And roll.
Scene 17. Able, take one. Speed.
All right, concentrating, up, and Justin.
The laws are made for all people the same. Wade Donner cannot bend them to suit his own purpose.
Listen, when it's my land,
Those papers say that it is not your land.
It's papers, it's words.
That's true.
Look, what I feel is in here. And I feel like running those squatters off my land.
And if you can't prove it's your land, that doesn't make them squatters now, does it? You haven't done a prayer, Donner.
That's where you're wrong, lawyer. Man has always got that.
Cut, yes, that's a prince. Very nice, very nice. All right, we're cleaned up in this set. We'll be at 18, right after lunch, so make the move during lunch.
Stage 18 after lunch. 1 hour cast, half-hour crew.
Hey.
I do believe, gentlemen, that the specialty of the day is veal parmesan.
Oh, how thrilling.
If you don't mind, Kevin, I'd like to take a few minutes.
Yeah, listen, I think I'll take a little walk, too, cool this old blood off. You know, I've been out of harness for a long time, Kevin.
All right, I'll save a booth, and if you get there soon enough, I won't eat your food, too.
Well, it looks like we might be in the way around here.
Yeah. Well,
What?
if you don't mind, I'll take that walk with you.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
I won't tell you, boys. Don't. Hey, well, you look at that. Well. World War II, the OK War. Huh. I wonder what would happen if we got attacked at Pearl Harbor today. I guess there'd be a lot of discussion. John arguing back and forth. Is it right to fight or immoral to fight back? I don't know. I suppose today kids would still be just talking about it.
Well, it was a long time ago. I'd like to think we know a little bit more about ourselves now.
Maybe. Tyrone Power helped polish off the Nazis and won something like this. With a little help from me. We didn't burn our draft cards in those days. Power, Stewart, Gable. Tell you one thing, the generals had a little trouble with those rascals. They didn't sit around headquarters very much. I remember when Clark...
20 missions over Germany. Yeah, it was about the same time that you got the Silver Star. See, I didn't burn my draft card, Mr. Grange. I didn't have a war, but Korea wasn't too pleasant, even when I was there in '58.
Listen, if you feel that way about these things, why do you make some of the statements you make? You keep yelling and hollering about this and that.
Because I believe that individuals have certain rights to their own beliefs, to their own opinions.
Look, nobody wants war, but we have obligations.
Dictated by our own consciences? Huh? That's exactly what you're saying in Proud Land.
Look, if they really feel it, that's fine. Then they've got to stand up and say what they feel. But they've got to take their chances, just like I take my chances in this film as Wade Donner. All right, so if I get killed, but at least I stand for something.
That's because you've got strength. You've got it as Jim Grange and Wade Donner. What about the others?
Let them stick their hand out. I've never turned my back. I mean, but they can't just take it. They can't expect it to be given to them.
All men are created equal.
Huh? All men are created equal. And that's where it stops. That's where you start to separate the wheat from the chaff. Communism can't make all men alike. We're not ants, Mr. Williman. We're men.
So we kill each other. We take the rights that God gave all of us away from some of them, and we live with hate.
Who lives with hate? Do you really think that the majority of us live with hate? Just because some people won't buy what you're selling? No. But maybe it's your bunch that's living with hate, huh? Listen, we've got a good thing here. Best country on this earth, and I don't want to lose it.
Changing it doesn't have to mean losing it. You really liked it a lot back then, didn't you?
Yeah, I liked the world then. I like making movies. Movies, not films. You know, I was a stuntman for 5 years. A couple of broken arms, busted collarbone. I lost all track of how many quarts of blood. Maybe that's the trouble today. People are not willing to bleed enough for the things that they want. Expect everything on a silver platter.
Well, I knocked around New York for quite a while, off-Broadway. Finally got lucky. Got myself a lead in an independent film. Yeah, look at me now. Films, huh? Movies. Doesn't seem very important.
But you don't think this is important work?
No.
Well, I don't understand that. I mean, a man sloughing off the thing that he does.
I'm not sloughing off what I do. I work just as hard on my part as you do on yours.
Yeah, but you don't think it's important.
Well, it's not real, Mr. Grange. Look around you. It's all an illusion.
No kidding. Well, I'm going to tell you something, young man. Sometimes we can use a few illusions. Sometimes a real thing is too much.
No, sir. A real thing is never too much.
Crack it open a little bit more, George. Here, more. Yeah, that's very good.
Hey, man.
What's that?
How's it going, Leroy?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're getting ready to shoot a scene here with Jim Grange.
He's got to be 20 feet tall.
I heard 21.
No. Come on, I'll introduce you to him. Mr. Grange?
Huh?
I'd like to meet some friends of mine.
Oh.
This is Don Bassey. He's a very fine writer. And this is Leroy Wright. He's kind of an underground filmmaker making a film on black culture.
Well, I guess I'm a little out of touch. Is that some kind of a new handshake?
Just means peace, Mr. Grange. We thought you might like it better that way.
Oh, you did.
We know your philosophy, Mr. Grange. You're not uptight about it. You got it right.
How about you? Do you know my philosophy, too?
Oh, this is Will McCrary and Yule Buford. We're students of Justin's, Mr. Grange.
Well, you know me enough to give me the victory sign. That's what it was 30 years ago. Now, do you want to shake hands? You don't have to look at him, boy. You've got your own head.
He's not a boy, Mr. Grange.
Well, I was a boy when I was his age.
We always liked your pictures, Mr. Grange. So did Don and Leroy. They didn't mean nothing, you know.
Oh, it's all right, son. As long as some of us keep looking, we'll get things squared away sooner or later.
Jim, Justin?
We're ready to try one. What about you?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, welcome. I'm glad you could get down here. Come on, gather around so you can see what's happening.
Should have brought your shoe shine kit, man. Master Jim probably tip you a quarter.
Oh, not if he hadn't done a good job. You can bet on that. You just kissed the establishment, boy. How did you dig it?
He's not like they say.
He's hardline, just like Justin said.
Well, maybe Justin doesn't know everything, man. Justin's white, too.
All right, Ray. You're on a bell, please. Settle down, everybody, nice and quiet. And roll. Scene 67, take one, speed.
All right, settle, everybody. And go, Justin.
Look, I'm not a fighting man. But if I were, I sure as hell wouldn't fight for Wade Donner.
Oh, could we cut it, please, Kevin?
Got it. What's the problem, Jim?
I wonder if you could move that fellow out of my sight line, please.
Sorry, Mr. Grange. Expect I'd be in your sight line anywhere on the lot.
Hey, Don, wait for me in my dressing room, would you?
Your friends are a little touchy, aren't they, Mr. Williman?
Well, maybe they have a right to be touchy.
Not in my book, they don't have.
All right. It's all right. Let's try it again, please.
I think you should understand that.
Listen, I understand, but I got a job to do here. And I can't be worried all day about hurting somebody's feelings. Other people have feelings, too, Mr. Williman. That's peace.
Look, Jim, I'm sorry. It was my fault. I realized that you like your sight lines clear. I didn't see Don standing there.
Well, I guess I'm entitled to a few quirks at my age. I wouldn't want Sophia Loren standing over there.
Yeah. Well, look, let's wrap it up for the day. I've got some exterior pickup shots that I'd like to get while the light's still good. We can start in here tomorrow.
Justin. Look, I was wrong again. I'm sorry. It's just, I know that's what you want to hear when anyone doesn't agree with your point of view.
I just want to hear the truth. But apparently you don't include that in the kind of stuff that you smoke.
Oh, man, you are too far
Hey,
out.
just a minute with that man business. You got something to say? I want to hear it.
Cool it, Jim.
Oh, no, Mr. Director. I want to hear this generation gap garbage. Go on.
Hey, what is this? Both of you, come on.
You're entitled to your own opinions, sir, as long as you don't try to impose them on someone else.
I come here to work. And I haven't got time to teach somebody who can only listen to his own music. Ray, how many times have I kicked you in the tail for standing in my sight line?
Only once, Mr. Grange. You were a size 14.
Kevin, what time's it called for?
7:30 makeup, 8 o'clock on the set.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night, fellas. Hey, cute nose. See you tomorrow.
Mr. Grange?
Yeah?
Your autograph?
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hey, stand up straight. Okay.
7:30, Justin, and take it easy. Ray, let's have everybody out in the street in 30 minutes.
Hey, I'm sorry, man. He's a heavy trip.
You know Don, man. Hopefully in foul things.
No. Hey, don't worry about that. It's no sweat.
He remembered my name.
Come on.
There you are.
Thank you.
There. Thank you.
Have you seen Daly's?
Yes, it's excellent stuff. The thing I like the most is the chemistry between the two.
I agree. But they almost went at each other today, John.
Well, it's your job to keep them from shedding blood until the thing is finished.
No, my job is to direct. If I had wanted to referee fights, I would have applied to the state for a license.
All right, what's your best guess?
Out-and-out conflict until they won't be able to work together.
And your solution?
We schedule. Let them do a couple of scenes with other actors. Keep them apart for a few days at least, cooling off period.
Well, you're absolutely right, of course. And it really hurts me to tell you that I want them to keep working together. There's going to be no change of schedule. I want you to capture their personal hatred as much as possible on film. Do you understand that?
No, I do not understand. That's... it's unrealistic to begin with. It's quick think. It's fancy executive footwork.
Fancy executive footwork?
Yeah.
I drove the board to the wall to get them to approve this project. If it fails in any way, if its excitement is only in the press releases and not up there on the screen, it's my neck that goes in the noose. And we know whose neck follows mine, don't we, Kevin?
Cut it!
Cut it.
He yelled.
Jim?
Yeah, well, it worked better. I mean, I wanted him looking at us when we shot him. Hey, you didn't use your gun, Mr. Willerman.
Well, we were supposed to just cut him down like the animal he's just proven himself to be. He's cold-bloodedly murdering those two guys.
Well, I wanted to see his face when I kill him.
You're supposed to be an expert on the Old West. You don't really believe people acted like that, do you? Look, the script says that we shoot him down like a mad dog. We've just seen him kill two people. We know he's killed other people, and we know he's been hired to kill us. Asking him to turn around. Even Tom Mix wasn't that corny.
We've been after Hunter for a long time. I mean, this has become a personal thing. We'd want to see his face. At least I would.
Look, let's go to a dressing room and settle this, if that's all right.
Yeah, I suppose you would like to see his face.
Well, I'm surprised that you would consider killing at all. Oh, I know about your custom-made ban the bomb and abolish the death penalty posters. I've heard you on the 6 o'clock news.
It is a perfectly valid action within the context of the script. We've just seen the killing. It's an emotional reaction.
Justin, look, you had better get your convictions straightened out. You can't keep jumping back and forth.
Well, there's no jumping back and forth about you, Mr. Grange. No, sir. Your hawk wings cast a long shadow. We'd just go right in there and get it done, huh?
And don't you forget it.
Love it or leave it. Right, Mr. Grange?
You better believe it, and with emotion.
Jim.
Jim? Kevin, I walked off the set and off the picture, and I'm staying off. You might as well get back in that big gas bird of yours and go back where you belong.
You're going to be hurting a lot of people, Jim.
Everybody on that picture will get paid.
I was thinking more about the audience. There's still a lot of Jim Grange people out there.
Haven't seen my face on the screen for years. Didn't seem to bother anybody, so don't try to con me.
Well, is it a con job to talk about Jim Grange and what he stands for?
I don't have to prove what I am to anybody.
No, I guess you're right. So you're just going to sit back here on your ranch and give up? That's not the Jim Grange that I've heard about all my life. The Jim Grange that's willing to fight and die for what he believes in.
And I would fight and die for it right now. If there was anything to fight for, but there isn't. Just words. Doesn't make any sense. Just a lot of words. They yell revolution, but only they can take the action. Some 17-year-old girl waving a Viet Cong flag. What, am I going to fight her?
Then finish the film. It's all right there. That's your fight.
Yeah, it's all in the script. Yeah. But that Justin, ooh, he's a cutie. Whenever he reads the line, what's that word he uses? Subtext. Yeah. Builds up his character's argument by looking at me like I'm something out of the Stone Age. Listen, Kevin, he's playing to the audience. Like he's got a secret wink with those kids out there. I'm sick of the picture, and I'm a lot sicker of him. Ah, who cares anyway?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
By the way, John asked me to remind you that you have a visit at the Army Hospital tomorrow. I'll see you.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that tomorrow? I forgot. Yeah, well, I'm up here now. I can't go all the way back down the coast. You, tell Bracken to call up and explain. Fellows will understand.
Explain what?
What?
Look, it could happen to anyone. You had a date to shake a few hands with some guys just back from Nam, and you forgot. No problem.
Hey, Kevin!
I'll catch you later.
Well, come over and play in my backyard sometime. Throw you a few curves.
Let it lay. Can't ride a dead horse.
You've got a contract, Justin. You have an obligation.
For what? Getting beat up by a stormtrooper? See my lawyers, Mr. Bracken.
Oh, yes, I expect there could be all kinds of lawsuits over this. But that's not what I want. I want to make proud land.
Get yourself another actor, then. Oh, man. Big Jim Grange. You know, my instincts were so right. I took your job because it would be a change of pace, a challenge for me. But, man, it's just... Up front, I knew it was going to be impossible. There's just no way I can communicate with that. I can't communicate with that guy. Look, he is so old world, and he's really on his way out.
The old world has been around for a long time, Justin. And maybe, communication is lacking on the part of the new. At the moment, we're living on one planet. We have to learn to live together and work together and get through it, and we will, and that's part of what this picture is trying to say. And part of what people need to hear said today.
Look, pulling people into the theaters is your scene, it's not my scene.
Doing my job is also my scene. And if I don't do that, I'm nothing. Now, what are you?
I'm tired.
Strike out. Me too. I've been looking over pinch hitters here.
Not going to seem like quite the same thing, is it?
Yes.
Laura Dean's here.
Send her in.
Hello, John. Kevin. Well, McQueen's not available until March, and Jimmy Stewart has a film and then a Broadway commitment.
What about Paul Newman? I know he's got an independent ready to roll, but...
No, they're too far along in pre-production. He can't back away now.
Cagney would be terrific, of course. But I think he'd be tougher to sell on the idea than Jim was. All right, Laura, keep on digging. I want every available name now. Time will finish us.
We've ruled out the possibility of going with European actors.
Oh, I think that'd be too big a reach, Kevin.
Yeah, no, we have to go with Americans in this one. I mean, it would be like casting Marlon Brando to play Winston Churchill. They'd riot in the theaters.
Well, at least it might keep them off the streets. Just a little levity to break the tension.
Get on your horse. Well, shut down production now, pay everybody off.
The board of directors is not very likely to vote you the most popular studio head of the past decade.
Better than making a wrong picture. At least it's better than making this one wrong.
At least Jim is going to keep his promise to tour the wards of the Army Hospital. Hey, look, if you think you can talk to him again, I'll give Justin another try. What?
An idea. Beverly?
Yes, Mr. Bracken.
Get Justin Williman, will you?
I'll try, Mr. Bracken, but his service isn't picking up. I'll keep trying.
All right, leave a message for him. And get in here with your pad. I want to send him a telegram, too. Without Grange and Williman, we have to scrap the picture. This may not accomplish anything, but at this point, I'm willing to gamble on anything.
Good morning, fella. Jim Grange. It'll be all right, Corporal. I caught a little shrapnel at Anzio myself. Couldn't ride for about a month, but they fixed me up all
You hang in there, huh? Sergeant Colangelo, huh? Quite a contraption you've got there. How they treating you?
Okay, Mr. Grange. I want to thank you for coming. My dad went through basic training about a month after you.
Oh, it's a bit of Fort Ord, huh? Hey, easy, boy.
Nurse, we'll have to give him his injection now. It was due an hour ago, but he didn't want to be out when you came.
You tell your dad that I'm proud to have met his son.
He died, sir. Somewhere in Italy. I never saw.
Should have guessed. It's a nice move, Mr. Bracken, but wasted.
I'm sure these boys here won't think so. They're not to blame for anything.
I'll go through with it. These guys deserve a lot more than any of us can give them.
Well, McKinney, how's it treating you?
I'm making out okay, sir.
Food any better than it used to be?
I hope it's not, sir.
Good boy.
Must have been rough, huh? Well, take it easy and get squared away. You'll be able to pick up your life again.
Yes, sir. I'm going back.
Oh, Larry, yeah. Understand you got yourself a Silver Star. Folks back home will be proud of you. Say, listen, if you need anything, you tell the major here, and then you let me know, all right?
Thank you, sir. How's it going? Feels good to get home, I'll bet.
It sure does, Mr. Willerman.
Justin.
I like that last movie you made.
Thank you.
I wish they'd give you some better stories.
Well, we're all doing our best. Right on. You're gonna be okay, huh? It's all over now. You know, a lot of us know what you guys have been through. And we're all doing our best to see that it never happens again. Going into another people's country, all that destruction and killing, those beautiful and innocent women and children dying. Well, hold on, man. It's changing. You can believe that. Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have done a great job. We appreciate it. The whole country appreciates it. And we're going to finish it, too. And then maybe we can have the peace that all of us have wanted for such a long, long time.
Both of you!
Maybe we'll have the peace that lots of us have been hoping for. And that'll be a happy day for all of us. But I don't need a pep talk to make up for the lives we took and the lives we lost over there. And I don't need you telling me about women and children dying. What the hell do you know about it? Were you there? Where were you? Were you a medic or something? We could have used you. We don't need you now. We don't need your comfort. And Mr. Grange, we don't need cheerleading. We want answers. We want to know the why of it. Maybe in your war it was clear. It sounds like it, sure enough. But now it's different. Oh, we'll do the job, Mr. Grange, for our country. But find out why for us if you want to help us. Both of you. It's something you could do that we can't. Find out why our guys got to die in places that you should only read about in travel logs. Find out why we got to hate each other because one guy's hair is longer, or his face is darker, or he's born a certain place. We got to stop pulling each other apart.
Soldier.
Guys, you both love your country. Like the rest of us, that's what you say anyway. So don't let me be torn apart from inside, please. You guys are killing us. Just leave us alone. We've done our job.
Nurse.
Good morning, Justin. Shall we go to work? Jim, you'll be coming through the door. Why don't you go back there? You don't have to go off the set, but just start back there. Good. Justin, you're at the desk working.
I'll start with the camera deep into the set. Herbie, we're gonna have to float this chair. You open the door, come in, I'll go back. Just some chair where it lies.
For the stockholders, Bill. And the ratings on our TV shows for the year should be a bright spot also. And the release schedule of features. Right. No, I've decided against that. The music is fine, but I don't think we should aim in that direction, at least not for this year. What? Lunch, 12:30? Fine.
I had hoped that this would be my next project. You don't like it?
No, I did like it. Fine. Just that I have another small job for you first. Proudland is premiering at the Radio City in about 8 weeks. Firmed up today. Everybody seems to agree that if Jim Grange and Justin Williman were there, it would get the opening off to a flying start. Which one do you want to go after?
You're serious?
Yes, I'm quite serious.
Yeah. You have a quarter.
I think I do. Heads you win, tails I lose, huh?
No. There's no way for either of us to win. I just want to make sure you pay for the aspirin.
We are waiting in our tiny world for a glimpse of love's bright and shiny world. I'm tired.